Everybody goes back in their Rolodex. My phone has $1 million in it because those people in my phone Rolodex is where I make my money. When I need deals, call all my wholesale guys. When I need to sell a house, call all my realtor friends. When I need a side job, because I also own a remodeling company and a roofing company, and we slow down, we don't have a kitchen remodel, bathroom remodel, guess who I call? Everybody on my phone. Tyler has seen me do this. He has seen me do this. This is not talk. So you want to be, here's where you come from average to be the best, is when you do the things I'm talking about. How do you grow your business? How does Dan empower you guys to help his business? And I always say by adding value, you've got to add value. I don't treat my guys as like here. I treat them here with me, and how do I get you to the next level? I ask you guys always to go into your Rolodex. Your phone has millions and millions of dollars in it, and you don't even tap into that. You don't tap into what you already have. The relationships is where the business is, and it will get you to the next level. Partnering up with people like us who are motivated and passionate about what we say, passionate about what we do. How do we get, what is this different streams of income you guys all want? Do you want to get into the flipping business, right? You're in the construction business, but how do you get to the flipping business? Well, now you got to find partners with money. What do you bring as value? What do you bring as value? Just like a realtor, what do you bring as value as a real estate agent? I took a guy that was 23 years old in my business, and I honed him, and now he he project manages and sells all my houses. He made $250,000 a year working for somebody, me, okay? Well, and I brought him in my remodeling business and gave him a cut out of that. That's how you build relationships. That's how you build the people. That's how you build this business. You got a good thing going. Dan is a really he's a really highly motivated guy, highly skilled guy. He's got good support with his wife. His wife is very highly motivated, highly skilled person, right? But how do you win together? How do you win together? You know, are you all on the same vision? Because my team, I'm on them all the time. I have these type of meetings all the time. It's about motivating the people around you. If you get up and you're not motivated to do your business, then you're doing something wrong. And you're not tapping into the things that can bring your business. How much are you reading? How much are you going to let's say a seminar? Not for the people think like going to a seminar is like to listen to the guru with the suit on and he's talking like, you know, it's shit you heard all your life, right? The bottom line is I go to seminars and I speak at seminars for the relationships. You know how much money I've raised in seminars? Millions of dollars I've raised to do my projects. Remember, you guys don't need your own money to do projects. You could use other people's money. Anybody in here, this is a realtor, but she could flip houses. And let me tell you something, if you think because you're a woman you can't do it, because you're in a man's world, you're wrong about that, because one of my first coaching students is worth tens of millions of dollars today because she used all the things that I taught her, but not only that, but she used the fact that she was a woman. So it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter where you come from, if you're from Europe, it's all in your mind. Change your mind, change your results. That's where it all happens. It's all here. The filters, I grew up with a communist mom and a communist dad and my single mom, and they got a divorce and it was always negative and all that. I left my house when I was 15 years old with a dream and a goal. And I never did drugs, never drank, never did what all the people in my neighborhood did. If somebody asked me years ago when I was a kid if I would ever amount to what I amounted to, not just in business and money, but what I am as a human being, that I was a street kid. I didn't always sound like this verbally. I didn't talk this way. I talked like a street guy. I was like an enforcer guy. I was a boxer and an athlete, and I was a tough guy. But now I'm not tough. I'm warm here. I want to help people get to the next level. What is it that you want? And how do you help Dan get his business to what he wants? How does he help you get where you guys want? And that's what this is about really today. And when he asked me to come out here, I wasn't prepared to even speak or anything like that, but I told him out down, like, if you want me to share a little bit, how did I start this business? One house at a time, one relationship at a time. And for the first 4 years, I swear to God, and Miss McKee knows this, I didn't take a day off. I worked Saturday, Sunday, and I told my wife, I said, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. And I need your support. I need it. I need you to stand by me. And guess what? That lady has stood by me through thick, thin, ups and downs, lawsuits, making money, losing money, making millions, losing millions, and so on and so forth, because we were evenly yoked in our minds. That's what this is about. You don't need a big, you could be a young guy. You could be a young Danny right now. But Dan, what are you gonna do? Like you could go and you could sit at like, well, I'm a young guy, you know, I don't really need to really be motivated. I'm not gonna make phone calls. You know, I see this guy speaking in front of a 50-year-old guy, you know, have the shadow of the strength I used to be. But let me tell you something. This is stronger than these ever were. This right here is stronger than these ever were. You're a young guy. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be in your life? Because it's not going to be your mom or dad to get you to that level. It's going to be you to get you to that level. You got a support team that's going to help you get to that level. But remember, when I left my house at 15 years old, nobody gave a crap if I was coming or going. And I ended up moving from Canada to California, knowing no one except for my uncle that was a long-lost uncle because he was from my father's side. And I saw this guy doing real estate, and I started project managing for him and working for him and taking notes, asking him questions more than his son ever did. Because his son took him for granted. His son took him for granted. I didn't, because I was a poor kid from the hood, and I saw how this guy was living, and I wanted to be like more like him than where I was from. So don't take for granted what you got right now, because you're still a young guy. When you get to be 50 and you have kids of your own, you can say, man, I did something in my life. How do I help this team get better? What do I do? Get on the phones. Build the relationships. Meet the wholesalers. Go raise some money. Go raise some money. Go to seminars or places like that. It doesn't have to be seminars. You could go to real estate investment groups. I speak at all of them, and so on and so forth. People ask me, why do you do it? I'm like, because I'm building relationships. It's not what you know, it's who knows you. Success is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. You make the choice of success. So I have a lot of friends, and I love them dearly, still back in my old neighborhood, doing nothing with their lives, 50 years old. Today is where you make the change, for this business, to help Dan get to where he is. I told Dan yesterday, I said, you partnered up with other people, right? And he goes, yeah, I've done some partnerships and so. I said, what did they add value to you? Did they add value to you? Well, most of the time it's me getting the deals and getting the money, you know. And I said, you got to partner with people that add value to you, that take their side of the business serious. You guys are young right now. I love talking to the young. I talk to a lot of you. You can do something so different. And let me tell you something, man. You think your friends love you more than your parents? You think they know more? They don't. And they'll never love you more than anybody you ever know. Even your own wife when you get older. They're not going to love you like your own parents. I promise you that. Trust me, I'll tell you, they'll die for you. Your wife will probably find some new guy and cheat on you, because that happened to me years ago. And this was from the loyal guy that worked his butt off. So you don't know what your life's going to be. The one thing I do know is your parents will always have your back. That I do know. And so why not have their back and grow in this business? Same thing with you guys. Construction has the worst, I guess, the negativity. Oh, I hired a construction guy. He didn't show up. He took my money, didn't show up. What are you guys going to do to change that misconception? Because God knows I have a remodeling business. I show up. answer my phone. I work on Saturday, work on Sunday. I'm not above getting up on Sunday and going to do a job and giving somebody a bid. And I'm the owner. Doesn't matter. If you guys want to get your to the next level in the construction side, you have to show everybody your professionalism, answering your phones, never taking a draw unless you need the draw, and doing what you say you're going to do. How does that help? How does that help our whole situation, right? How does it help the whole situation in business, right? In business, right? Everybody who thinks they're negative, how do you change them around? How do you build a business? If you're branding and marketing your business, right, you can spend tens of thousands of dollars on branding and marketing. If you're a piece of shit, nobody's calling you. I promise you, nobody. Your name will go down. I do extras for people and don't charge them. That's how you build a real thriving business. That misconception about construction people, and trust me, I know, I deal with people every day. It's very difficult to deal with them. You smile, hug them, and you do it. You smile, you hug them, and you do it. And you say, you're right, and I'm wrong. I'm going to make this right for you. Trust me, it's hard, especially when you're I guess a leader and you know, you have passion and all that, and you're doing the best you can, and they think you're not. But you take it. You take it on the chin. When you're selling a house, how do you sell a house quickly? When you're flipping a house, you're not trying to break records. What you're trying to do is list the property for a little bit cheaper than everybody else so that it makes it easier on your realtor to sell it. Make them have an abundance of offers instead of trying to be this negative person who says, well, I put in this much money, we went over budget, and I'm going to price it $25,000 more because I went over budget by 10 grand. So there's things that I'm throwing out here so that you can all grasp on it. I talk to my own team all the time. I'm constantly coaching my team. I'm constantly coaching myself. I spent $246,000 on coaching. Guy who did $312,000, $67 million in real estate I've done. And I don't talk those numbers. I talk the net. What did I make? Because most people, you mean, I've done 100 million, I've done 10 million in real estate sales. It doesn't matter. It's what you're netting. What are you netting as a contractor? How can you make money, thrive, and grow your business? How can this young guy learn so much more from people around him and then add value back to this business? How does a real estate agent in this whole scheme of like this business, you know, the home solution business, how can you add the value? How do I bring deals? How do I bring deals? Well, are you marketing for deals? Are you marketing that you do short sales? You don't have to do short sales. You can call yourself a short sale expert and bring the short sale to him so he could run the short sale, or you bring it to my business, I'll run the short sale, we do the deal, you get it back to sell it. So you're making money constantly that way. You're building this like family-oriented business. Now, does family get into little, you know, little combat, you know, what do you call it, little spiffs and fights, right? We all do, but you know what? The communication, if you're not feeling something, the communication is where the happy medium happens. You know, keep doing little things like this. And most companies just run. They just run and they don't care. They don't know. They don't have a pulse on what's going on in their business. They don't have a pulse if you're happy making enough money. I had a painter the other day, and I sat there, and they were painting, and we came up with a price. It's a true, quick little story. And I sat there, and I was like, doing the time they were there, I was like, okay, they were here, this and that, and whatever, 4 days, and this, and so I'm working it out on my account. I'm like, wait a minute, this guy really didn't make a lot of money. So I take him off to the side. I'm like, hey, Ricardo, come here, let me talk to you. I said, I know you love me giving you business every day and all, like, consistently. I said, let me ask you this, on this job, I think we kind of came in a little bit too low. And he just looked at me and goes, oh, I didn't want to say it, but yeah. And I said, man, I was just sitting here doing the the math on it and seeing how many days you spent and all the little extras that we find, because in construction, painting, or it doesn't matter what, you always find little extras, right? It's up to the owner, it's up to Dan to sit down and say, you know what, I want to be fair, because this is not just about me making all the money as the head, whatever you want to call him, you know? And I said, man, you know, I just think we underpriced this, and I ended up, you know, renegotiating with him more. When I'm negotiating with even my own crew that work for me, and we come up with basically a number that we're going to do, and then if there's any amendments, if we have to amend the whatever we find behind the walls, you guys know you're going to always find things behind the walls when you're doing this stuff. You know, you flipped a lot of houses yourself, so. And it's about you being fair. They don't have to ask you. You tell them, hey, I'm going to pay you extra for that. I'm going to pay you extra. We didn't see that. We didn't talk about that. It's not them. Don't make them feel like they have to ask you. You as a leader have to tell them, hey, I seen that. I appreciate you guys always showing up, working hard, giving me your heart's blood, sweat, and tears to help me get to a level. I'm gonna pay you for that right away, without questions asked. Let's just be fair about what we do. It's about communications, about building relationships, and about being a family. What you guys could all rise up to the next level. Dan was sharing with me how he wanted to get to certain streams of income and where he wanted to be in terms of like sales and all that. You already have the core group here to do it. You have the core group to do it. It's in building your own little businesses within the business. You're entrepreneurs inside of a main entrepreneur that's giving you jobs all the time. For the wife and the husband in this business, and of course having a family, it's hard to work with family. Trust me, it really is. And I've watched it. I've had uncles. The uncle I mentioned, that was my mentor years back when I was a young man. You know, he worked with his wife, and it was difficult. But it's by being evenly yoked and having the same goal, the end goal. What is the end goal? What's the number? If I ask you guys in here, what is the number that you want to make? Most of you guys don't even have that number. How are you going to get to that number if you don't have that end number? That's what I was telling Dan yesterday. I said, you got to have the number. I knew the numbers that I wanted to get to when I was getting to them. And that's how I grew the levels. You see what I'm saying? Have the numbers in your own lane of what this whole umbrella, and you're basically included in him growing and him helping you grow your business. Does that make sense? You know?
Yeah.
So I'll end it with this, and you guys could ask me any questions. I'm like kind of like a walking encyclopedia on stupid business and real estate. I've done it all. I mean, I've done HUD homes. I've done short sales. I've bought houses from wholesalers. I bought houses direct from people. I talk to people, and I go there with the heart of a giver, not a heart of a taker. That's why I came here today. And I'm sharing this with you, and you know, it resonates, because you have no idea how much potential you're letting out the window. You have no idea. Like, you can have a small group like this, and you guys could make millions and millions of dollars in this business. Me and Derek Dobbs, just me and one guy, just in the remodeling business, done like 2.5, 2.6, 2.7 million in the remodeling business this year. And that's God's honest truth. Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because we are both in the same mindset, and we just want to grow all the time. You know? What are you doing to grow your own perspective self? That's really the moral of what I'm talking about here today, you know? Take it to the next level. Help this guy, because let me tell you, you're all entrepreneurs in this room. That's why you're here. We're all entrepreneurs. We're misjudged all over the world. People think we're greedy people. Honestly, I'm the most giving guy that I've ever met, and I know that sounds pompous, but I really am. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't be a giving guy when I had no money. I promise you that. I couldn't be the giving guy when I had no money. I wanted to, but if you can't take care of yourself, you're definitely not going to take care of anybody else. And I think we could all agree on that. It's pretty self-explanatory. When someone tells you, why do you want to make more money? Why do you want to get to the next level? Why are you reading that book? Why are you going to that seminar? You tell them why. don't be embarrassed to want to make more and to be a better version of yourself. Don't be embarrassed. I'm a 50-year-old guy. I swear to God, I broke my foot playing hockey. I'm still young here. You know what I mean? I'm not going to quit on myself. You know, I train, I eat good, I try to stay in shape and stuff like that. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly seeking out better coaching and better advice from people. And I listen to people that are more successful than me. You know what I mean? And I ask them questions. So I leave you with, if you guys have any questions on anything I talked about, like I said, I've done every transaction. I got buy and holds. I'm a landlord. I've done industrial. Tyler over here, he runs 17 acres of industrial property up in the Orlando area. I met Tyler years ago when he was 23. You were 23 when I met you, right? 23, 24. We're coming up on our anniversary. I met him on his wedding anniversary. That's a true story.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. So now I share.
Every year, December 30th, I say happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. But when I met him, he had the vigor to learn and become something very special. And guess what? He has. And I had a part of a lot of people, especially here in Nashville, making millions and becoming a great version of themselves. I had that. And that's, honestly, that's what empowers me. It's not just the money. Because at first, when you're younger, that's what you want. The fancy cars, big houses, all that. We all want that. At least as entrepreneurs. But where I got most of my empowerment is watching other people grow and becoming successful. It's a beautiful thing. Trust me, man, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. Even to take a guy that was making $10 an hour, one of my main guys on my crew, where at first, this was years ago when there wasn't a lot of work, he was making $10 an hour, which I don't pay guys by hour anymore, but at that time we were. And to watch this guy grow and own a house and have 3 trucks and all this stuff, and his family here, and he's a Latin guy, and he's just and learned English and likes country music of all things. I mean, he likes country music, this guy. So, you know, it's amazing to watch this guy have his American dream. And I was a part of that. Taking students all over the country where they came from other jobs where they weren't fulfilled, and now they're doing their own deals and making millions. And I have I have one of my coaching students in Chicago. He owns like 23 properties free and clear. 23 properties free and clear. He's a multi-millionaire, and when he came to me, he didn't have 2 dimes to rub together. And it was amazing how I could take him, change his mindset about money, and accepting money as not a evil thing, as a working tool to better yourself, better people around you. You know what I mean? So
yes.
That's kind of my story.
Do you coach, personal coach one-on-one?
I do personal coach one-on-one. I have a boot camp called Dream Hustle Thrive, and what that is people come from all over the country, and they just come and hang out with me for a whole week, Monday through Friday. Tyler's seen a lot of my students and stuff, and he's helped coach. Now Tyler runs everything in Florida. You know, his father had a stroke. He went back, great son, took care of his family, and it's taken that family business to the next level from what he learned in business, because all business has a common thread through it. It's all these things, like get on your phones and call. When you're running low on business, especially you guys, guess what? You got $1 million in your phone, you don't even know it. If you're not networking with realtors, and you're not calling your realtors and saying, hey, if you have a client that moves into a house and they need a roof, call us. They need a kitchen remodel, call us. We're ready to go. We added another crew. Now they're really good. They do a lot of trim. They're good at trim. They're good at hardwood. They're good at ceramic tile. They're good at like doing, bathrooms, kitchens. We're ready to go, man. We're really motivated. This year we want to take our business to the next level. That's how you go. Your passion is where people want to be with. If I came in here and just talked to you like most people are like monotone, you wouldn't get excited about the project. You know what I mean? You wouldn't get excited about getting bit. And by the way, anybody who knows me knows I'm always like this. I'm not like this because I'm standing in front of you guys. I'm always motivated and passionate. Like my wife, sometimes I'm sure it drives her nuts because she's like, this guy is on all the time. This guy is on all the time. I only sleep 4.5 hours, 5 hours a day. and that is documented. He could attest to it.
I bet
But-
if somebody chopped her hands off, he couldn't talk. Could he?
And yeah, this the Italian, the European in me. But I'm telling you guys, man, go deep. This year, it's 2018 coming up. Go deep, man. Ask yourself, like, do I want the next year to be the same as this year? If you're not growing, you're really in decay. You're going backwards. Every year, I'm adjusting. I disrupt my business. I disrupt it all the time, and then I rebuild it. I disrupt and rebuild, disrupt and rebuild. How can we make that better? How can I do this faster? How come this guy is not working as fast? What are we not doing? Are we not helping him grow? Why is he lagging? Why doesn't he get another person? Why don't we add another guy on the crew? Instead of having a 4-man crew, let's add a 5-man crew. Can we get this house done quicker? Do we have a 3rd and 4th deep painting company? Do we have a 2nd roofing company? Because I'm not waiting 2 days because he's busy on another job. You see what I mean? Am I getting enough clients to list their properties? Because when I list properties, that's advertisement and branding for me. The more you guys as realtors do deals with guys like me, think about this. Derek Dobbs wasn't a realtor until 3 years ago. Last year he made $250,000 in real estate. How many people have been in real estate for 20 years and didn't make no $250,000? Want to know why? Because I made him see my vision. Because I'm like, buddy, I don't want to sell my own houses. I used to be a realtor 12 years ago. Here, I worked at Remax Choice Properties here. And I lasted 4 months. I said, I can't do this. This is not enough money. I'm not fulfilled. I want to go into investing and buying houses, flipping them, and so on, what I do today. But where is your mindset? Like, I took a kid at 23, brainwashed him into believing he's already successful, and now he's making $250,000 net, not gross, net. I don't know what his gross was because I don't talk gross. Everybody talks gross. I'm talking net. What is your net number? What is your net number? What is your net number? What is mine and anybody else in here? What's your net number? Get to that number and find a way to get to that number. What are you going to do different this year? Are you going to make more phone calls? Are you going to build new relationships? I build relationships every day. I'm here today. I've met him yesterday. And it's a true story. Did I meet you yesterday, bro?
Yes.
I met him yesterday. Here I am today. I'm standing in front of you guys. Didn't even know I was going to speak. But guess what? I'm always ready mentally. I'm always ready. So I'm going to build relationships with you guys. I'm going to do deals with him. We're going to make $1 million next year. I'm going to make $1 million with you next year. I promise you.
Yeah.
You, me,
I know.
we're going to make it. Why? Why? Because I'm going to add value to you. Because I don't want nothing from you, and you don't want nothing from me. And that's where a good relationship happens.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't need each other, but you add so much value to each other that you bring it to the next level.
Right.
So,
Right.
anybody have any questions on anything I talked about here quickly? I put it in. You know, it's 25, 30 minutes.
I just have a question. Like this
Yes.
Nashville market,
Yes.
is there enough margin in the market to still make money? It's not like it was like 5 years ago.
True. There is always.
Where do you expand to? What areas do you go to? You
Somebody
go outside
asked me.
Nashville? Or where do you